I love that these kids want to go to games. My kids always, "Hey, can we go to a Giants game? When are we going to go to a Rangers game?" Like everybody wants to be involved. And then even in the middle school sector or like elementary school, they have like team day, wear your favorite jersey. So it's like you're trying, always to kind of cultivate a fan base somewhere. And, for the kid that doesn't have a Yankee shirt in their drawer, it makes them reach out to somebody and ask if they can borrow something, because everybody wants to be included that day and wear something. So it kind of like the light bulb is going on. It's a light bulb moment for the youth.
Bring it on!
Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty. I'm Farley Boyle.
I'm Darian Boyle.
And I'm Jennifer Brenius.
Collectively, we're two sister-in-laws with our bestie.
We don't just talk, we do it. Day, night, mountain, beach, and city.
Get ready as we bring gratitude and attitude to everything we do.
We jump in head first, unafraid, and we're all in all the time.
We bring it on and get it on each week, diving deep into authentic, unscripted conversations
on just about everything. So,
let's get gritty.
Bring it on! Bring it on! Don't wait until tomorrow!
Hey everyone, welcome to Girls Gone Gritty. I'm Darian, sitting here with my girls, Farley and Jennifer. We're looking forward to another exciting episode today. And these gritty girls, we're all huge sports fans. You name it, whether it's high school. Well, now we have to bring in like grammar school, high school, college, pro. We love it. We're there. We're all in all the time. And when we go to the game, one of my favorite things to do is the pregame, the tailgate.
Shocker.
I mean, shocker. It's like you drive in, you put on your gear, you drive in, you go into the stadium or to the field or to the court, and you feel it. You feel the energy. You feel the energy of all the fans, the super fans that are dressed up in the craziest outfits. I'd say that we all are representing someone. And that's it. It puts you right into the mix. It makes you feel the energy of the stadium, of the people just driving into the tailgate. And you're there. You're immersed in the event. It's like, I can't wait. I love it. And it's playoff football. It's so much going on.
It's so fun. I mean, people invest a lot of money in like Airstreams and TVs and fire pits and full scale barbecues. And I mean, you go to a Penn State game, you go to a Giants game. I think that the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers, like every single time I hear anything about both of those teams, it's all that both of those cities have to really focus on. And they are all in. Like there's no rivalries. Like if you're a Bills fan, you're a Bills fan, right?
Right.
If you're a Green Bay Packer fan, you're a Packer. And they all are on the same page. So it's not like they're trying to beat the crap out of each other, in the parking lot.
Right. No, there's not a Giants, Yankees, Mets. And who wants to be a cheesehead though? Not it.
Like it is.
No, but I love it. And I've had a really fun fall in the sense of Dee, it's taking her to all these games. So she was lucky enough. She got to go to a Yankees playoff game.
This is how you cultivate a fan base, right? Like you grow up in a household that totally worships specific teams, and you have basically been a part of this team fan base your entire life.
Yeah, but I'm in a mixed marriage because my husband is from Boston and he's a Red Sox fan. He's everything that I'm not. So here we have our daughter, and I'm like, you're not a Bruins fan. You are a Ranger fan. You are a Giant fan. And we brainwash her all the time. So she goes to a Yankee game, and now she's a diehard Yankee fan. Then we take her to the Giant game. And that was a whole event in itself because it all was around
in her backyard. Yeah.
It was
Austin's a little far away.
Well, and let me tell you something. If you can be a diehard Giants fan for the last however many years it's been since we've had season tickets with my next door neighbor, you are a serious fan.
Yes.
Because they're not easy.
That's not a Fairweather fan.
You're not being a Fairweather fan if you're a Giants fan.
But
it's awesome.
Our whole life, we grew up going to Giant game. My mom was a Giants cheerleader the one year that they did, and she even dated like one of the mayors, Mr. Mayor, but for a short time.
Wow.
But we had nine seats, and I remember you'd go to the game, and you were like always all in growing up, and you're just half the time so defeated. But the one year, so I had met Jeff and said, "Oh, it's the Giant Patriot game, Super Bowl." come to New Jersey and come check out the game. Well, we're at my sister Michaela's house. And of course, we bet on everything. And that's the one fun thing. It's like you bet on everything. Okay, coin toss, up, money, whatever. So by the end of the night, he had guy shadow, blue eyeshadow. He had lost everything because the Giants actually pulled off a win. And then for a year, he had a set of the trailer balls hanging from his truck.
That was
for
part of the
a
bet?
year with Giant Super Bowl champion.
Stop it. That's amazing.
Yes.
See, now that makes it so fun.
And it was so good because every time, and he's surrounded by all Giant fan. I'm like, you have to have skin like a rhino for that.
Oh my. Well, the fact that you're talking about the Patriots, that makes me like laugh. If our viewer could see what I'm wearing right now, I grew up in Sarasota, Florida. So close to Sarasota is Tampa. So Tampa Bay Bucks, my whole life was everybody's squad, but we sucked. You know, we were the Buccaneers. We called ourselves the Buccaneers for years. I mean, like Vinny Testaverde gave us a good run, but
Good name, by the way.
all of a sudden, you know, you've got TB, and that doesn't even stand for Tampa Bay anymore. It stood for Tom Brady.
He's
And I'm
still-
wearing a shirt right now of TB as a Buccaneer. And it's very funny because there are fantasy fans. And a fantasy fan is somebody that is actually very obsessed with a particular player, and they base everything around that player, that individual, or a team, but it's usually like an individual. And I am repping the fact that all of a sudden Tampa Bay became everybody's favorite team. And TB brought a ton of money to the Tampa Bay area, and it just turned everything around. And there were all kinds of bandwagon fans, people that were just on fire about TB.
I mean, how can you not be? And what one player can do when you have the caliber of Tom Brady, you know, to a whole
Yep.
program, and just his, you know, his whole demeanor. But I think it's funny that the fantasy league, I mean, what that's done for just the fan base,
Individuals,
you know, like you can follow just, you know, the defense of a team.
Yep.
You can, you know, and the kids get so excited to do that, you know, and they're able to participate in being a fan of the sport, which I think is so cool. Like, it's how many yards did somebody have? It's all the stats. It's like really getting into like the nitty gritty of
the analytical fan.
yeah,
Yes.
the-
And person
and
that's doing all of like not, it's even algorithms.
Yeah.
Believe it
Well,
or not.
yeah.
You know? They're the mathematicians.
well, that and the
ev-
fantasy programs do it for you too. So
they analyze the
love it.
odds.
They love it.
Well, it's all stats. I
Oh,
mean,
it's all
sports
stats.
are basically based on stats. Or if you're a fan, it's usually from where you're raised, where your parents are, where your best
Who
friend.
you're married to. Sometimes
you're-
that, you know, that
Well,
becomes
not my case, but
people that don't come from like a background of having a sports team that they have followed because they grew up in an area where they're, I mean, like take it for Jacksonville, for instance. When I went to college there, they didn't have the Jaguars. They didn't have a football team, you know? So it was like I was driving to Florida State or University of Gainesville to watch football.
Yeah.
As a football lover, and I was at a school that didn't have it, so it wasn't in your backyard. So if you're not culturally exposed to fabulous teams because you don't live next to a big city, or you don't have, I don't know, parents that are sporty, or people that you hang out with that, you know, have brought you to tailgates, and all of a sudden you jump on the bandwagon, you're like, damn, this is fun.
well, think about how Taylor Swift has brought so many viewers to watch football.
Ugh.
I mean, because so many women didn't understand football, and all of a sudden Taylor's at the game, and now all of a sudden the ratings go skyrocketing because they're like, "Ooh, I'm going to turn on the TV and get a glimpse of Taylor Swift." But ooh, actually, this sport's pretty fun. This is cool, and oh, you know, and it's however you get those fans.
Wow. And I also think that they got really smart in the last decade or two, maybe not even of the merch. Let's talk about fan merch. I mean,
yeah.
it used to be you could get the jersey or the shirt, and now they've taken it next level. I mean, you go to like any of the pro shops, forget it, at the stadium. I mean, they've got it in every color. Their demographic is every age, every shape, every size, and they've sexed them out. They've like made it like cute jerseys and cute T-shirts off the shoulder, you know, skin tight ones, big ones, and the merch has gone out of control. And then the merch at the like my kids go to university too. My kids go to University of Florida, which is a huge football school, obviously. And not only do they just do the jerseys now, but it's like they got the overalls and they've got like you name it, like they have dialed it up
You've got
next
tents.
level
mean,
on the clothing
Check out
and the
the
gear.
tailgate.
Oh,
You've got a
the
tent
tailgates are
that has
ridiculous.
like the Gators logo on it. I mean, you can have anything that you want if you like seek it out.
well,
Right.
Dee Dee, even now she's going to all the games. Every game that we've gone to, she's gotten merch, but she's also won. We know when they shoot out with the guns,
Yeah.
and they shoot the t-shirts
So
out.
fun.
I kid you not. We go to a Ranger game last year with Michaela and Jeff and the whole crew, and they shoot the gun, catch a shirt. Then she catches a Dunkin' Donut card. Then we go to the next game. I catch it. I get a shirt. Then we go to the Gotham game, like a month ago.
How many people did you guys take out?
Oh my God, so fun. Well, all of a sudden, it was like, comes right to me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then we go to the Giant game. I kid you not. And all of a sudden, it shoots. And I'm like, I'm getting this. And I go to jump up, and it hits the wall behind us, ricochets. And I jump harder and higher than I've ever jumped. And I'm like, oh my God. Here, Dee Dee, here's your shirt. So now
Stop it.
I swear.
Her expectations,
That's
like sitting front
ridiculous.
row at a concert, you
It's
never
very
ever
true.
want. Now she's going to think every event she gets a freebie. She's going to get the drumstick at a rock concert.
Hey,
Oh,
set the bar high.
we go to the Manasquan Homedale High School hockey game last night. And she goes into the store. She's like, Dad, do I get a hat here? I'm like, no, you don't get a hat here. No, you're not a Wildcats fan. Like, it was really cute.
Oh, that is so cute. Well,
But
I'm
Well, and
It's fun.
it's such a a gift to be able to go to games, because let's be honest, they're not cheap to go.
No,
It's
no.
and it's not easy to get some of these, like, the playoffs games. Like, those aren't easy tickets to secure. So that's a gift in itself. And
Well, that was a friend that brought her and Jeff. Thank you, Brennan, if you're listening, or Katie, her bestie.
Yeah.
Dee, do you want to go to a playoff game? And I'm like, wait,
I love
what
that
about
these
me?
kids want to go to games. My kids always, can we go to a Giants game? When are we going to go to a Rangers game? Like everybody wants to be involved. And then even in the middle school sector, or like elementary school, they have like team day, wear your favorite jersey. So it's like you're trying, always to kind of cultivate a fan base somewhere. And, for the kid that doesn't have a Yankee shirt in their drawer, it makes them reach out to somebody and ask if they can borrow something, because everybody wants to be included that day and wear something. So it kind of like the light bulb is going off. It's a light bulb moment for the youth.
Yeah.
you want to be included, right? You want to be able to align yourself with something, and when your team is a team that's winning and winning well, and there's somebody that they're heroes, they're kind of modern day heroes, and you get to see them live in person. That's a big deal. And these are athletic specimens on every level of, obviously, professional, but even like the college. I mean, you see these college athletes are cranking it every day, every year.
Michigan
It's
game
insane.
that I just went to.
How was that?
Wowza. I mean, we're talking everybody bleeds red, in Columbus.
That was a rough one.
I'm with all of the biggest, Buckeye fans. And it was like so devastating beyond that. The energy of the entire town of Columbus just was like air got let out of a balloon. And it was just so hard because it's the fourth year, it's like a very, and it just kind of takes the fun out of the weekend. You still want to, you're still there. You're having fun. I'm with my daughter. I'm with all of the parents, and
Sure.
but the people that are truly like alumni, that have gone there, and they are still, actually the Pied Pipers to make other people want to go to this school. Like the Reeds for us made the Buckeyes look so attractive because they were so, obsessed with their school brand and their school. And when Abby was getting all kinds of looks at different places because of our exposure through their eyes, I was like, we're going there. We're going to go check that out. And
Yeah.
we're not going to check that box off the list because we haven't been there, and we don't really aren't big fans of Ohio. But man, that was painful.
Well,
Yeah, that was a rough game. I mean,
Yeah.
it came down to the end, and then what happened at the end was
Spray.
And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about like the
Flames.
crazy fan activity. So that's something that's been going on for a really long time. I learned like that everybody's trying to plant the flag on these huge rivalry games, which I will say for us in Red Bank Regional here in New Jersey, they eliminated our Thanksgiving Day game, which is the rival. Typically, that's the rivalry game across the board, because it got too contentious after the 100th year. I think it was like too much police protection they had to have because people get crazy. And it's not just let me tell you something. It's not the player. It's not just the players. It's not just the kids. The people can take this to the next level. It's a game, guys. And it's like, not whether, and we've said this before on the show, not whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game on and off the field.
I like to win.
Of course you
No,
like
just
to win,
kidding.
but you gotta lose.
Like a good old fashioned
Right.
rivalry.
No,
Like,
no,
we could come
no.
over and paint.
I like a rivalry.
Like
They had the same game, Thanksgiving game. It's the Manasquan High School against the Wall High football team. And it was pouring rain. They didn't know if they were going to cancel the game. So they have it. And it was Manasquan. It was the biggest upset. They crushed Wall. And it was, we're Manasquan. So it's a huge, huge win for us. But there were 20,000 people that went to the game. Like there was
Wow.
fit every single seat that you possibly could
Where was this game?
at Manasquan.
Holy crap!
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
That's a
It
lot of
was,
people.
was it 20? Maybe I'll fact check that one. But yeah, and then, but my neighbor, he's an ex-state trooper. He goes every year to the firehouse, makes pork roll and cheese sandwiches for all the fans that come by.
That's awesome.
People were decked out head to toe, and whoever their team was. I mean, it was nuts. The whole police force was all around him because this is a giant rivalry, and it counts. It counted. It wasn't just like a showcase event. It counted for, Wall actually got bounced out. But
Well, and I love those because, unlike our professional athletes, sports teams, you have people that are mixed within your community. Like that's your community. Like that's your local hometown. Like your next door neighbor can go. Doesn't matter if you have a kid in the on the team or even close in age to the team. Hopefully it's a game that kids come back for Thanksgiving from college or from living away from home when they're older and they want to go to their home.
Right.
They want to go to their Thanksgiving Day game, which obviously is several weeks ago. But, that rivalry and that camaraderie that's built in the fans is so awesome.
So
because
awesome.
it's all about the fans. The fans are what make
12th man.
game. The
12th
fans
man.
are what are supporting these teams, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's pro. I mean, we took
I'm gonna
like
name
this year.
some of these
Yeah.
fans because it's classic. So we all know what the Bandwagon fan is. We all know what the Fairweather fan is. There's a blind follower fan. That's somebody that just goes along with the gag. Somebody that they like is, really a big fan of a particular team and they just hop on board. There's an enthusiast. I mean, that is somebody that is well-versed in all the sports and they not only like the sport, but they can tell you pretty much everything about the team, the players, the statistics. There's the social fan. That's the person that just really wants to party, wants to go.
They're all
tailgate.
tailgate. That's it.
And whoever they're hanging out with that has probably the most fun tailgate.
Well, how many people do you see at the Giants game that never go in?
They never go in.
They never go in.
No.
They're like hanging out. They're like, they got their TV. They're like decked. They're like so happy.
That's actually called there's a fan that never watches any of the games. I can't remember what it is, but
Oh,
like they
that's
don't even watch the game. Like they even go to a bar that's like, involved with whatever the game is that's being, and they don't even look at the TV.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was our friends this summer. They throw the biggest tailgate every home game, the Kellys. And it's this whole crew and each person, what they delegate exactly what you're going to bring. Don't bring any more. Don't bring any less. You can bring your own
Some
booze.
things could be bad luck too.
Right. So, and literally it's every week it's a tradition and you have to go and you abide by their rules and you get there and that's what it is. It's game on.
Listen, there are a lot of like superstitions. Like my parents went to Penn State, and if we didn't start out the game by scoring first, my mom's like, okay, I can't watch the game. So she would like not even walk through the living room because she felt like if she walked through the living room that it was bad luck. So she would not watch the game. My dad would watch the game, and my mom would do everything that she could, and she'd be like, Bill, what's the score? What just happened?
Oh my gosh.
But but if they started off, with the first touchdown or a kick or whatever, then she could sit there and enjoy herself. But so it's like funny the way people really get so obsessed with it that they wear the same jersey or they wear the same hat or they park in the same spot or, whatever it is.
It's the same spot every weekend. And it's so true. So my physical therapist, they're huge Red Bull fans, like huge. They have season tickets and every one of their friends have each seat on the front, like basically against the wall, they across the whole like section. And every game, depending on what country, because it's soccer, whatever country they're playing, that is the theme of the tailgate.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's like their outfit, their vibe, everything
Awesome.
is against that next country. So they're always bringing like a little taste of what country, and it's always different.
I love it.
And it was so
Yeah.
cool. And this year, because the finals are in LA, all the Red Bull all the Red Bull season ticket holders, they were given an opportunity to go to the Red Bull game in LA. Like, you can have a seat there. Say you're going. If you don't go, then, and you say you're going, you have to pay us $100 because they wanted to bring their fan base out there.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
I mean,
That's awesome.
fans make it, season ticket holders, everybody's important. There's so many different categories of people that make a sports event what it is. And you need them all, I mean, you looked at, like, when I was in the OSU stadium, I think that stadium holds over 100,000 people, which is crazy. I mean, like, it is one of the biggest stadiums, the shoe, but I think it's really 118,000 people, which is more than, how much does Giant Stadium hold?
Gosh.
I mean,
I don't even know.
Well, how many seats are actually filled?
but think about the money and then the commitment and then, bringing people, and it's a business.
Oh, 1,000.
I mean, it's a
listen,
massive,
if you're on club level, I mean, you know how much of a business is. I mean,
people are
that's
entertaining.
that's insane. That's insanity. And, like, I've actually gotten to a point, and my next door neighbor was the one who's got the season tickets that we hopped on board for years with, and I loved him because he was a purist fan. I don't know if that's on your list, but he was, like, such a purist fan that, like, they offered to upgrade him, and it had nothing to do with the finances. He was like, no. I know exactly where I want to be. I want to be here. It's the best view of the stadium. I don't want to be in the club level because I don't want to be pulled into, like, the cushy, cozy. Like, I want to be out, like,
doesn't want to be
like our Green Bay and our Bills fans. Like, they're not getting great weather. And in Jersey, we don't get great weather all the time for football. Sometimes you're going, like, I've gone many times in, like, my ski gear, because when you're sitting outside, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Suck it.
So, I think it's interesting where, some people, like, I went to the game and they're like, they never saw 1 second of outside. They're in the club level the whole time. I'm like, yeah, go to the game. You went to the stadium.
Well, that was the stadium club. We had tickets to the stadium club growing up, and we'd go to the Giant game, and that's where we would go. Like, we'd tailgate a little bit with my parents' friends, and we'll meet at the stadium club at halftime, and it was just part of it. And then it went corporate, and we're like, selling the tickets. All right. Corporate took over.
Well, there's the trader flip-flopper fan that's considered the poser. And then people that are so busy calling out posers are also not considered true fans.
They don't understand that.
Well,
Isn't that a bandwagon?
it is a bandwagon, but they call it the flip-flopper or the trader.
Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm
You're
a
gonna
Jets
drink-
fan because and I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Giants fan.
Thank
I'm a Jets fan because, like, let's say the Jets are doing well one year, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I love the Jets. Like, is that what that is?
That's bandwagon.
Yeah. The Giants stink, so I'm on the Jets
Yeah.
bandwagon.
It's a bandwagon.
Like local.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be whatever you justify it, but people get acknowledged as a flip.
You're a
You
poser
know what
trader.
could flip flop is Jeff. Once the Patriots were out, it's like, okay, then that's your fan, that's who you're going for, your team, and then all of a sudden you have two other dogs in the fight. You're going to pick one of the dogs to win, so you're flip flopping to basically pick that
And maybe like get a.
I would
big
think,
bet.
yeah, but that would be then you're going to pick that team kind of to go the distance.
Yeah, well, you want to have somebody that you're rooting for, right? At the
See,
end,
dog.
and that's why the Super Bowl does so well. Obviously,
They
people care.
They say
Yeah.
there's the casual fan, and they consider that to be more like dating. Like you're just kind of casually a fan, and you enjoy it. And when you're there, you give 110%. But like you're just a casual fan. I mean, there's so many different ones.
I love
It
it.
cracks me up. They said the diehard is like you're married, so the casual fan is dating.
Did you guys see the USC game, Southern California game on last weekend? Whatever it was.
No.
It was what's the rivalry? I'm blanking on, but it doesn't matter. My point is that these two, because it's beautiful in Southern California, these two boys from school were painted head to toe. Like, you couldn't even, like, the all you saw was the white of their eyes. One was red and one was gold, and like the glitterly, like, I think they're probably still trying to get this gold and maroon off their bodies, because it was so crazy that kept getting. And that's the other part about being a super fan. They were on the television 10 times. Every single time. It was like you wanted to see those
Let's
two
talk
guys.
about Harris Miller. He is the super fan for the Gamecocks right now, and he gets like interviewed and TV time every game.
That's why you have to paint your face blue. You have to get right in the moment and get the biggest outfit, and you'll end up on the Jumbotron. You'll end up on SportsCenter.
And for some people,
how about
that's
Game
like
Day?
their most thrilling moment in their life.
Well, I think it's interesting though, because of Amazon and consumerism, it used to be that those things like were made at home and it took a lot of effort and energy. And now it's like, you can see it. It's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Everybody's like,
Authentic.
yeah.
This one, it was like, all right, I need to go get outfits for everybody for the Giant game, and you can just go online and
Yep.
boom, it's there the next day. So
yeah.
instead of going into the stadium,
Right.
But it's also when you go to the stadium, it just feels more.
Well, when you're like going to a Subway Series game and you're buying a hat that says the Subway Series, you know, because you're there, then you don't know the person that you're walking next to on the street that's wearing the same hat. Were you there?
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
everything.
I love when they have like exclusive merch at
the event.
the event. Like you only could get it
Like you got
at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think that's really smart. I think
it
that
is.
they have to, you know, do that more because
Differentiate it. You know,
Yes.
you can get, you know, somebody else that wants to be they're an avid Yankees fan, so they want Subway Series merch. Great. But like if you are at the game, you get this and you can only get it at the game. And maybe somebody can buy it for you if they're at that game, but it becomes like the truly coveted merch.
And you're in the moment. Like we went to the Gotham's game. I mean, gave me a whole new respect and love for women's soccer. We went to the semifinals. We were tailgating in the dirt lot, you know, literally put a blanket down on the dirt and the stones, and kids were kicking soccer balls and we're drinking cocktails. And it was just, you're in the moment. We go in and bought the authentic soccer ball, you know, a soccer ball that you would never get unless you're there. And, but just being up close and watching these matches, you almost get a new respect too when you go to a live game. You know, I was like, these women are kick ass. They're strong. They're fast. And seeing it up close, I'm like, wow. I'll watch women's soccer more. It's just
like
any
like
event.
go to the U.S. Open every year for my birthday, like in September, and to me that's like so fun. I look forward to
fun.
it. It's like I love the variety of sports. I mean, people want to go watch car racing. I mean, it's like whatever floats your boat, you can go watch it.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate with where we live because we do have access to so much being a suburb of New York City. I mean, you pick what we want to do, and which is why we live where we do. Let's be honest. We can see any sporting event, any music, and like I mean, you name it. Like we can dial it out Broadway. I mean,
well,
it's
the
amazing.
Fan of Broadway.
the favorite tailgate that there is, hands down. You're gonna laugh. The Hunt.
Oh my God, I almost said it.
Hunts.
That
So the Hunt is
that is
a
the world
special treat.
premier tailgate of tailgate.
Yeah,
It's so ridiculous.
it's
People
a
break
horse
out the
race
fine china or the hay bales
and the hay bales. So
and the mums.
it's a big horse race, and it is.
Oh my God,
We've been going
the best Darty ever.
When you were little, you'd go and your parents would be like doing their tailgate, and as you grew older, you're like, "Ooh, the Hunt's the place to go." Like, who's going? And
What are you wearing?
down in the middle, so you have the racetrack, and then in the middle of the track is like the pit where it's kegs, and it's just
Ice luges.
it's just messy.
It's the bottom floor of the Titanic.
Right. So then you go to the outskirts and you get these people, and you think half of them were very, very sophisticated horse riders or like equestrians. And
The people that own the horses.
yeah, but it's not. People bring out their china. They bring out
Yeah, the
like,
higher up the hill you go, the more.
That'll view.
But the more.
it's catered. Or it's not. It's like so fancy.
First time I smooched my man,
I-
my husband.
Oh.
That's our late.
I
That's our beginning of everything.
nice Pat. Yeah.
I'd like to go back to that. My girlfriend that I grew up with, she had her family still has it because you don't give up that spot. That's
Ever.
for sure.
Ever.
Ever. Her family's actually they have two that they've had since I was in high school, and we went before people were on the infield because that grew over the years, and then people would come in from Hoboken when we lived, not after we graduated college, and it became the hottest party.
Far Hills.
Yeah.
Well,
Bar Hills race meeting.
yes.
One here.
I know. I heard that.
And infield. Sorry, that's why I was
Yeah, that's
having a little brain meltdown. Yes, there used to be one in Rumson. Dee started riding horses there, and I'm like, wait, I'm having
Like the
flashbacks.
property that we rented, it was like
Yeah.
right there. It was called what's the name of the family that is
Because then eventually, as you got older, you took a car service or you took the buses that went out there because you never wanted to drink and drive because the cops were there and you would drink all day long. Yeah, and then have parties after. We go to Jeffrey Jones's house, or
and then we just make our way
so
back
fun.
into the city and
Yeah.
we'd end up at Save the Robots
yes.
at 4 a.m.
Come
I
on,
know,
come on,
so
Paul.
fun.
After
A day of the
Oh,
hunt.
so
fun. So fun.
Which I think is kind of a bummer about Monmouth.
Fan of being a fan.
I mean, I love. No, but I think it's a bummer that Monmouth Racetrack doesn't do. I mean, I think they do well, but their fan base is obviously a way different. That's like the sports betting fan base that's there. But those people that go there, they they were making a game of it. Like we'll go sometimes. John and I will ride our bikes up there, and we'll sit next to a guy, and I mean, he's totally going through all the stats.
Yeah. You go to the paddock and you pick your pony. You're like, I want to go on that racehorse. I want to go on that one.
You like the trifecta, and you're like cheering from.
I love betting. I
the
love
Haskell.
betting.
Haskell.
Haskell.
The Haskell's there.
That was fun. So it's sad they're closing Freehold racetrack.
Why?
I don't know. Probably going to build something stupid, but yeah, it's really, really sad because we used to go there and watch the pony races. Let's go watch the ponies racing. Obviously, they're not ponies, but we'd say that. So that was sad. But I love horse racing.
It's so fun.
Going to Del Mar opening day in California.
I got it.
And you get those giant hats, and it's a whole thing.
So fun.
I was at the did you go to the Kentucky Derby yet?
Never.
That's
On my list.
That's
It's on our list. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went. I went to the Melbourne Cup right after I broken my neck and met Hamish. I remember Hamish McLaughlin, all these guys I met at the Olympics that were in Australia, and I had got my heel off, and it's like, I don't know. I did it in April. It's October, and they call and they say, "Come out to the Melbourne Cup." Like the what? Melbourne Cup, the horse racing. I'm like, oh my god. 2 days later, I'm on a plane going to the horse races in Australia, dragging surfboards. It was third tailgate.
When is the Melbourne Cup? Since I have some family
Yeah,
members that are
she has to go, but it's in late fall, usually like right after like Halloween-ish, November.
Wait, wasn't that the one that maybe that's what she told her to do? Maybe she told her to watch
That's
the
exactly
match.
what it is. They watched it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They shut the entire
Like
country
everybody
down.
does. Everybody goes
It's
and
like a
watches.
national holiday.
Right.
That's exactly. So it just happened.
Right.
Oh,
Bad. So is that. She's flying into Melbourne.
oh, she would love it. I mean, the hats, the outfits, the people, like the tailgating was like on another level. You just get right in the midst. Like you go in and you're like,
Well,
that's like with all sports.
and you brought up the Olympics, and I think that's why, again, like you look at why the Olympics is just obviously beyond. It's like it's so nice to be able to just root for your country and not be,
amazing.
so broken up, and the United States being so enormous. Like we don't get those opportunities much.
Right. It bonds us. It bands us together.
Right. Other countries do. They have their soccer team that's their predominant sport. Right. We don't have a predominant sport that is the whole nation that is watched the way that soccer's watched in Europe. So the fact that every 4 years we get something fabulous,
Totally.
Well, every 2 because you get summer and then you get winter.
right.
I just went to a USA National Lacrosse event, and I was going to deck myself from head to toe in every aspect of the flag, and I was told, no, you can't do that yet. Mom."
Oh, because that's your
Cheers.
luck.
So, Jen provided me with like a do-rag.
Shocker.
And she had like, this kind of cover up that was a flag. And I had a really fun shirt that was like for a jockey. Well, actually, it was a cycling shirt, but it was like the flag. And I was going to go in that. And I showed Pat, and Pat goes, you are not wearing any of this. On a fire. He's like, are you out of your mind? He's like, at the Olympics, yes. And he's like, but I mean, maybe a hint of red, white, and blue, but like, you can't. And so I had to tone it down.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. Well, I don't think you should ever tone it down on
Never.
Girls Gone Gritty. Definitely not. But what we do want to say is that we want you to be a super fan of us. And I know you're listening right now. And we've learned that like our fans are tuning in, but maybe aren't getting notifications. So I want to give you a little tip as a fan of Girls Gone Gritty on how to make sure you get your notifications. So I'm going to talk about Spotify. On Spotify, obviously you need to be following us, and then you'll get the opportunity to get information for us. But if you want notifications, you have to hit that little bell next to follow us. And then you'll get a push notification that tells you every time we drop a new episode.
So even if you subscribe for us, you don't actually automatically get, like the text and the reminders of when things drop. You have to specifically like sign up to, receive notifications.
Right. And you have the Apple. So, and how do you do the Apple notifications?
Apple,
a little bit different, right?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I don't even remember doing it. I just know that like when I started subscribing to us, I had the option to receive texts or, updates, and I clicked whatever that was.
So we thank you so much from Girls Gone Gritty being a super fan of us, and appreciate and follow. By doing those things, we'll get to know that you're getting to know us. And we really love you at Girls Gone Gritty. And we thank you. And tune in next week. And don't forget to share, like, and tell a friend about us, and make sure they follow us too. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty.
You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
If this episode hits home, share it with someone who needs to get gritty.
The 3 Gs. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.